A strange, unprecedented object has emerged from the depths of space, raising questions that challenge everything we know about the cosmos. This object, identified as 3I Atlas, was first detected in 2017, but it's only now, in late 2025, that astronomers are starting to fully understand what they're dealing with. What started as an ordinary interstellar visitor has turned into something far more perplexing, and it's still unfolding before our eyes. This mysterious body has made headlines for all the wrong reasons. It has maneuvered in space, seemingly against all known laws of physics. It has brightened in ways no comet should, and it has turned a colour no comet should ever turn. Scientists are scrambling to figure out what this means and whether it defies natural explanation entirely. On November 7, 2025, Harvard astrophysicist Dr. Avi Loeb went public with the claim, 3I Atlas has maneuvered. This in itself is a statement that defies everything we understand about space objects. Could this be evidence of something beyond the natural world? Something far more advanced? Could this be a signal of something extraterrestrial? By the end of this video, we will take you through the discoveries, the data, and the speculations, piecing together one of the most confusing cosmic mysteries of our time. 3I Atlas may not just be an object moving through our solar system, it may be something entirely different. What happens next in this investigation will shock you. Breaking news. On October 29, 2025, 3I Atlas reached its closest approach to the Sun, known as perihelion. This is a key moment in its trajectory, a moment that would allow astronomers to examine it in unprecedented detail. However, what they found was far from what they expected. As the object neared the Sun, multiple observatories, including the Virtual Telescope project in Italy and the Las Vegas Observatory, began reporting a series of unusual phenomena. Unlike a typical comet, which would typically shed material and form a bright gaseous tail, 3I Atlas exhibited no such signs. Instead, what appeared was a strange blue glow, a blue that was far bluer than anything ever seen in a comet before. The intensity of this blue was so striking that it sent shockwaves through the scientific community. And then there's the matter of its movement. Rather than following the expected orbital path, 3I Atlas accelerated unexpectedly, without any visible source of propulsion. It's as though it was powered by something beyond the normal forces we understand in the cosmos. Even more confusing, the object didn't seem to be following the path that gravitational forces would predict. This anomaly left the scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and other agencies stunned. What was causing this strange acceleration? And why was the object not emitting the usual debris or outgassing expected from a comet? So how did we get to this point? How did this object come to capture the world's attention? To understand that, we need to take a step back. 3I Atlas was first detected in 2017. However, its true nature remained a mystery for years. It was catalogued as an interstellar comet, a body from beyond our solar system that had ventured into our neighbourhood. These kinds of objects aren't entirely rare, but they do carry immense significance. If an object is from another star system, it could contain information about a completely different part of the universe, a part of space we can only begin to explore. When 3I Atlas was first discovered, astronomers noted its unusual trajectory. It wasn't behaving like a normal comet. Instead, it seemed to be moving much faster than anything we've seen before, especially considering that it was coming from outside our solar system. The NASA Horizons database confirmed the object was travelling at about 150 kilometers, about 3 times faster than the fastest rocket ever built by humans. This speed alone piqued the curiosity of scientists, but what followed would prove to be far more bizarre. Now let's look at the strange phenomena that have occurred since 3I Atlas reached perihelion. From November 6-9, 2025, astronomers reported that the object had brightened by a factor of 5, an intensity rarely observed in any comet. Not only that, but its color had shifted to an intense blue hue, far bluer than the sun. Comets, as we know, don't just randomly change color. They usually develop a coma, a glowing, hazy cloud of gas, and a tail due to the sublimation of ice and dust. But in the case of 3I Atlas, these signs were absent. Instead, what we saw was a glowing, ethereal blue that suggested something else was at play. This discovery raised a critical question. Could this be a natural phenomenon at all? If a comet's color shift is usually related to the chemical composition of the materials in the coma, then what's happening here? Why is 3I Atlas so uniquely different from every comet in history? But it doesn't stop there. The acceleration was perhaps the most unsettling aspect of 3I Atlas. The object didn't simply orbit the sun, it accelerated against gravity. Astronomers from the Galileo project and other observatories noted the formation of 7 distinct jets emerging from the object's core. These jets, unlike those typically seen in comets, were not tied to the usual process of cometary outgassing. The most troubling aspect of this is that no visible mass was being expelled. A typical comet produces jets of gas when it gets close to the sun, but the lack of debris, the lack of expected outgassing, this defied every rule we know about comets. Then scientists noticed something extraordinary. 3I Atlas was not only speeding up, but it was doing so in a way that couldn't be explained by simple gravitational forces. This wasn't just acceleration, it was a non-gravitational force acting on the object. In fact, calculations showed that to achieve this level of acceleration, 3I Atlas would need to be ejecting roughly 5 billion tons of mass every second. But nothing was visible. No debris, no cometary tail, just jets and an unexplained acceleration. So what does this mean? To answer that, we need to turn to the experts. One of the foremost experts on this topic, Dr. Avi Loeb, has been vocal about his thoughts on the object. Dr. Loeb, the Harvard astrophysicist behind the Galileo project, was among the first to publicly state that 3I Atlas appears to have maneuvered. To put it simply, this means the object is acting with purpose, or at least it appears that way. In an interview on Newsmax in November 2025, Dr. Loeb described the acceleration as something beyond natural explanation. He went on to suggest that the object could be an artificial structure, or perhaps even an advanced probe sent from beyond our solar system. Loeb isn't alone in his skepticism. Some representatives in Congress, including Anna Paulina Luna, have raised questions about the transparency of NASA's findings. There's growing pressure to declassify the high-resolution images captured by the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter to allow for a clearer understanding of what 3I Atlas truly is. Right now, we know that 3I Atlas is unlike anything we've seen before. It defies our understanding of what comets should behave like, but we're also still in the dark about what's really happening. As we continue to gather more data, particularly from the upcoming December 19th, 2025 closest approach, we'll likely uncover more secrets about this object. Will 3I Atlas fragment? Will it continue to accelerate and leave us with more unanswered questions? Or will we finally get the answers we've been looking for? Only time will tell. But as of right now, one thing is clear. The investigation into 3I Atlas is just beginning. And as we speak, scientists around the world are preparing to learn more about this cosmic anomaly, an object that might not be a comet at all. And then something even stranger happened. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the unexplained behavior of 3I Atlas and what might be coming next. As we move closer to December 19th, 2025, the date when 3I Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth, the mystery deepens. Will we finally uncover the truth about this enigmatic object, or will the questions only multiply? The data we receive in the coming weeks could provide critical answers and reveal whether this object is truly just a comet or something far more extraordinary. Observatories and space agencies around the world, including NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and Harvard University, are working around the clock to collect high-resolution images of 3I Atlas. This will be a pivotal moment, one that could either confirm our worst fears or give us the most significant discovery in space history. The truth is, the evidence we've gathered so far leaves us with more questions than answers. So let's break down what we know. Let's start with the numbers. We know that 3I Atlas is approximately 4 to 5 kilometers in diameter, larger than the average comet but still small enough to be considered a small body in astronomical terms. But the size alone doesn't tell the full story. Its speed is an incredible 150 kilometers per second, 3 times faster than the fastest rocket ever launched by humans. This gives us an idea of just how extraordinary this object is. Most comets travel much slower, especially when coming from outside our solar system. And then there's the temperature. Unlike typical comets, which can reach temperatures of over 5 to 800 K when they approach the Sun, 3I Atlas is cooler. Its temperature is lower than that of the Sun itself, yet it radiates shorter wavelengths of light. How is this possible? A cooler object that shines with greater intensity. Again, we're faced with an enigma that doesn't fit known laws of physics. What's even more confounding is its composition. Spectral data reveals that 3I Atlas is rich in nickel, much more so than typical comets, which usually contain higher levels of iron. This nickel-rich composition raises the question, could this object be a fragment of a larger metallic body? And if so, what could it be doing in our solar system? So let's take a closer look at the color shift. As 3I Atlas approached the Sun, its color shifted to a deeper, more intense blue than anything seen before in a comet. This blue shift is significant for one simple reason. It challenges everything we know about comets and their chemical makeup. Typically, comets emit a faint, greenish glow due to the presence of cyanide and other organic compounds in their tails. But 3I Atlas didn't follow this pattern. Instead, it emitted an unusual, pure blue hue, far more intense than anything we'd expect from a comet's outgassing. The scientific community is divided on what this could mean. One theory suggests that the blue glow is due to the presence of high-energy particles being emitted from the object. This could indicate a different kind of chemical reaction taking place at the core of the object, something that doesn't typically happen in a comet's life cycle. Other experts, including Dr. Loeb, have suggested that the color change could be an indication of internal propulsion, which could further support the idea that 3I Atlas is not simply a natural object. It could be something engineered, something designed with purpose. But perhaps the most baffling aspect of 3I Atlas is the presence of 7 visible jets emanating from its core. These jets are unlike anything seen before in a comet. When comets approach the Sun, they typically exhibit a tail made up of gas and dust, but this object has no tail at all. Instead, 3I Atlas seems to be expelling high-speed jets from its surface. The fact that these jets are visible and concentrated in specific areas suggests a controlled release of mass. But what's most perplexing is the fact that these jets aren't consistent with the usual cometary behavior. No outgassing, no typical vapor trails, just these intense jets of energy. Could these jets be a form of propulsion? If this object is indeed being propelled by some internal mechanism, it would require a massive amount of energy, on the order of billions of tons of mass being expelled every second. But without any observable debris or gas clouds to account for this, how is it even possible? Some have speculated that these jets could be the result of an artificial energy source, possibly a kind of electromagnetic propulsion or a radiation-based mechanism. If this is true, it could indicate that 3I Atlas is not just a comet, it's something much more advanced. Let's dive deeper into the acceleration. One of the most shocking discoveries about 3I Atlas is its unexpected speed increase. This object has been accelerating at a rate that is simply impossible to explain using known physical laws. According to calculations by NASA JPL and Harvard University, 3I Atlas is gaining speed at a non-gravitational rate. This means it's not just being pulled in by the sun's gravity, something else is actively pushing it forward, something powerful, something with purpose. To give you an idea of how extraordinary this is, think of the most advanced spacecraft humanity has ever built. Even the Parker Solar Probe, which holds the record for the fastest human-made object, travels at about 700,000 km/h. 3i Atlas, however, is moving at nearly 150 km/s, which is 3 times the speed of the Parker Solar Probe. This raises a key question. Could this object be the result of some kind of alien technology? Perhaps even an interstellar probe designed to travel between star systems? At this point, we have to address the elephant in the room. What could this object really be? Dr. Loeb's assertion that 3i Atlas has manoeuvred is one of the most provocative statements to come out of this investigation. If it really is a manoeuvring object, then we have to consider the possibility that we're dealing with something artificial, a probe, a piece of alien technology, or even something designed by an advanced civilization. But not everyone agrees. Some scientists argue that we're simply witnessing an unusual but natural comet. They suggest that the strange acceleration could be the result of outgassing or some other force we haven't yet identified. But this argument doesn't explain the blue shift, the jets, or the lack of a typical comet tail. What is clear is that we're at a crossroads. 3i Atlas is something otherworldly, but whether it's natural or artificial, we don't know yet. As we approach December 19th, all eyes will be on this mysterious object, and every piece of data could bring us closer to the truth. On December 19th, 2025, 3i Atlas will be at its closest approach to Earth. This is a critical moment. For the first time, we'll get high-resolution images of the object that could reveal new jets, fragments, or even signs of artificial construction. The upcoming data could either confirm that this is a natural comet or provide the smoking gun that suggests something far more extraordinary. With every new update, the mystery of 3i Atlas becomes more intriguing. Could we be witnessing a comet, an alien artifact, or something even stranger? One thing's for certain, the universe is full of surprises, and we may be on the verge of uncovering one of its biggest yet. As December 19th approaches, the world waits. What will we find when we finally get a close-up look at 3i Atlas? Will it shatter our understanding of space, or will we be left with more unanswered questions? Stay tuned. The mystery is just beginning. As we continue to track 3i Atlas, the mystery grows more intense. With December 19th, 2025, fast approaching, a multitude of theories have surfaced, each one more mind-boggling than the last. What exactly is this object, and what does it mean for the future of space exploration? The next few weeks are critical. When 3i Atlas reaches its closest approach to Earth, the data we collect could answer some of our most pressing questions, or it could send us down new, even more perplexing paths. So let's break down the key theories about what this object might actually be. The first theory that many scientists cling to is that 3i Atlas is in fact just an unusual comet. But if that's the case, why does it exhibit behaviours that defy all known cometary physics? In the past, comets like Oumuamua, which passed through our solar system in 2017, have raised questions about what's really out there in interstellar space. Yet even Oumuamua didn't behave as bizarrely as 3i Atlas. Comets generally exhibit visible tails due to the sublimation of ice and gas when they approach the Sun. But 3i Atlas defies this by showing no typical tail, only jets of energy, with no clear source of mass being lost. Some scientists argue that 3i Atlas could be experiencing a rare, unknown outgassing phenomenon. Perhaps its surface is rich in volatile compounds that behave differently under the intense radiation of the Sun. Yet these theories don't fully explain why this object has accelerated in such an unnatural way, or why it has turned so drastically blue. Still, this theory remains the most conventional explanation for the object's appearance. It's a possibility, though far from the most convincing one. Now let's address the most exciting, and for some, the most terrifying possibility. Could 3i Atlas be a piece of alien technology? Could it be an interstellar probe sent by an advanced civilization, making its way through our solar system on a mission we can't yet understand? This theory gained a lot of traction after Dr. Avi Loeb's statement that 3i Atlas appears to be maneuvering in space. The fact that this object is accelerating without any observable propulsion, and that it seems to be moving purposefully, rather than following a natural orbit, has led some scientists to suggest it could be a probe from another star system. Dr. Loeb, in particular, has been vocal about the possibility that we might be witnessing the first evidence of extraterrestrial technology. He argues that the jets emerging from 3i Atlas could be the result of an electromagnetic propulsion system, a technology far beyond anything we've developed. If this is true, then 3i Atlas could be one of the most groundbreaking discoveries in human history. But of course, this idea is controversial. Many scientists are hesitant to jump to such a dramatic conclusion, suggesting instead that we need more data before we can entertain the idea of extraterrestrial life or technology. The upcoming observations in December, especially the high-resolution images, will be crucial in determining whether this theory holds any weight. Another theory gaining popularity is that 3i Atlas might be a fragment of a much larger metallic object, possibly the remains of a destroyed star or asteroid from another star system. Some experts believe that this object could be part of a much larger interstellar body that broke apart long ago, and we're now seeing a piece of it in our solar system. This theory is supported by the object's nickel-rich composition, which suggests that 3i Atlas may not be composed of the usual icy material found in comets, but rather metallic compounds. The fact that it's travelling at such a high velocity and seems to be relatively dense supports this idea. However, this theory also raises questions. If 3i Atlas is a fragment, why hasn't it left behind more debris or signs of its fragmented origins? The lack of a tail, or outgassing, typical of cometary fragments, remains a puzzling aspect. Another compelling theory is that 3i Atlas might be part of a fragmented artificial structure, possibly a satellite or even a derelict spacecraft. Some scientists speculate that 3i Atlas could have been sent deliberately to explore our solar system, or that it might have been abandoned in space long ago. This theory would explain some of the object's unusual characteristics. The visible jets could be the result of some form of propulsion system still active after all these years. The lack of a cometary tail and the object's acceleration without the expected loss of mass could also be consistent with the behaviour of an artificial object, perhaps powered by some form of unknown energy source. If this theory is true, we would be looking at evidence of technology far beyond our own. But like all the other theories, it remains speculative. As we move toward December 19th, we may finally get the answers we need. Interestingly, there's a striking correlation between the position of 3i Atlas and the WOW signal, the mysterious radio signal detected in 1977 that many believe could have been evidence of extraterrestrial life. 3i Atlas is within 9 of the region where the WOW signal originated, sparking speculation that these two events could be connected in some way. Could 3i Atlas be linked to the WOW signal, or is this just a coincidence? Could the object's strange behaviour be an indication of a deeper cosmic phenomenon, one that goes beyond what we've understood as natural or even alien? This connection is still being investigated by the scientific community, but it's a fascinating possibility that we can't ignore. If there is a connection, it could point to an intelligence at play, one far beyond our own understanding. As we move closer to December 19th, 2025, the world is watching. The upcoming data could hold the key to unlocking this mystery, but with each passing day, the theories only multiply. Will 3i Atlas reveal its true nature, or will we be left with more questions than answers? What's certain is that the investigation into 3i Atlas is far from over. As we prepare for the closest approach, we are on the edge of what could be one of the most significant discoveries in modern history. And with that, we're left with one final crucial question. What happens next? As we await the December 19th flyby, we can only speculate about what the final data will reveal. Will 3I Atlas fragment? Will it continue to accelerate, leaving us with more questions? Or will we finally uncover the truth about this mysterious object and what it means for humanity? Stay tuned, because as we get closer to December, the stakes couldn't be higher. The truth about 3I Atlas may be just around the corner. As December 19th, 2025 approaches, the world's eyes are fixed on 3I Atlas. Will this be the moment we finally unlock the secrets of this object, or will we be left with even more questions? Whatever happens, the discovery could forever change our understanding of the universe. On this date, 3I Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth, just 6 days before Christmas. With astronomers and space agencies like NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and Harvard University preparing to capture high-resolution images of the object, we're poised for a breakthrough in our quest to understand its true nature. But as we wait for December 19th, let's take a moment to reflect on what this object has already shown us. The bizarre behavior of 3I Atlas, its acceleration without a visible propulsion system, its unprecedented blue hue, its mysterious jets, has forced us to confront the unknown in ways we never expected. Could we be dealing with a piece of alien technology, an interstellar probe sent to observe us, or is this simply a rare comet behaving in ways no one thought possible? As we move closer to the critical moment, the answers are still elusive. Whatever 3I Atlas turns out to be, its journey through our solar system has already had a profound impact on the field of space exploration. The object has challenged our understanding of interstellar bodies, forced us to rethink our theories about comets, and raised the possibility of alien intelligence in ways we can no longer ignore. The very fact that 3I Atlas has been able to accelerate in ways that defy physics suggests that our current models of space travel, propulsion, and celestial bodies are incomplete. This mystery is one of the most significant opportunities for scientific growth that we've seen in decades. If 3I Atlas is an alien probe, it would confirm the existence of intelligent life beyond Earth. If it's a natural object, it could lead to new theories in the study of space physics. Either way, the mystery of 3I Atlas is driving scientific discovery forward at a breakneck pace, pushing the boundaries of what we think we know. As 3I Atlas makes its closest approach to Earth, we will finally have the chance to see it up close. High-resolution optical and radar imaging will give us the most detailed view of the object we've ever had. Will it reveal more jets, more structural anomalies, or perhaps evidence that this object is something completely different, something artificial? For now, we can only speculate. However, what we do know is that the images captured during this flyby will be crucial in solving the mystery. It's not just about what the object looks like, it's about what it's doing. The upcoming observations could reveal the mechanisms behind its propulsion, its strange color shift, and its jets. If it's a probe, we might even detect signs of technology, something that could change our understanding of space and life beyond Earth. If the upcoming data from the flyby reveals that 3I Atlas is, in fact, a piece of alien technology, the implications would be profound. First, it would suggest that we are not alone in the universe, but more importantly, it could open the door to new advancements in technology and space exploration. What kind of technology could a civilization that's thousands, maybe millions, of years ahead of us have? How might their propulsion systems work? And could we reverse engineer their technology to expand our own capabilities? These are questions that could drive space research for generations to come, but there's still a long road ahead. We need the December 19th data to answer these questions. Until then, speculation is all we have. But as we wait, the mystery grows. If 3I Atlas is confirmed to be an artificial object, it would fundamentally change how we search for extraterrestrial life. We would no longer be looking for microbial life on distant exoplanets. we would be looking for probes and technologies that could have been sent across the vast stretches of space to observe or communicate with us. This shift in our perspective would be a game changer for space exploration. Telescopes like the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope would take on new roles in detecting such objects. New missions would be designed specifically to track these kinds of objects, seeking out probes or fragments that could offer us a glimpse into the minds of alien civilizations. If this turns out to be the case with 3i Atlas, we might be witnessing the dawn of a new era in our search for extraterrestrial intelligence, a search that could take us beyond our wildest dreams. Remember the WOW signal, the mysterious radio signal detected in 1977. This signal has long been one of the most tantalizing pieces of evidence suggesting that extraterrestrial intelligence could be out there. And now, with 3i Atlas, we find ourselves once again in the vicinity of something strange and potentially artificial. The fact that 3i Atlas is located within 9 degrees of the WOW signal's origin has led some to speculate that these two events might be related. Could 3i Atlas be linked to that signal? Could it be a message from beyond our solar system, a sign that we are being observed or even contacted? This connection, though tenuous, raises some intriguing possibilities. What if 3i Atlas and the WOW signal are part of a larger cosmic communication system? Could we be standing at the threshold of an interstellar conversation? As we approach the December 19th flyby, we're standing on the brink of a potential breakthrough. The data we gather from 3i Atlas will likely answer some of our biggest questions. Is this a natural object? Is it an alien probe? Or is it something entirely unexpected? Whatever the outcome, we're entering an exciting new chapter in the search for answers. And the truth is, we may not be done with 3i Atlas just yet. The future holds more mysteries, more discoveries, and more chances to expand our understanding of the universe. We've covered a lot of ground in this investigation, but the question remains, what do you think? Could 3i Atlas be a natural comet? Or is it something far more extraordinary? Will we finally uncover the truth about this object, or will it remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of our time? I want to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below and share your theories with me. If you want to follow this story as it continues to unfold, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll be releasing follow-up videos as new data comes in, especially after the December 19th flyby, when we might finally see what's really happening with 3i Atlas. Stay tuned, and remember, if we are being watched, the universe is far stranger than we can imagine.